That's delicious. All right. Sorry, folks. It's morning. Gotta drink coffee. So today, we are coming at you with this. That's strapped like a bing. I take this out trucking on the road all over the United States. So I have it strapped to a pedal board because it's obviously bigger than the pedal board. And I try to keep everything minimalistic as I can in the truck. I really wish this casing was just a little smaller. But really, at the end of the day, what you get in this box is phenomenal for $1,000. It's literally an amp. It's not a preamp, it's an amp. All I used to run this was, if you look in there, all right, speaker. Went right to the speaker. That's all I used. But we're going to take a look at the back of this here. Obviously, I can't share it with you and read it at the same time because I'm stupid, didn't memorize everything. Well, I guess I can do it in sections. So right here, you have, backwards is backwards, right? This is where you plug in. This is for your, fuck's sake. All right, you get the idea. You have where you plug in. You have your power. You have your fan power. This thing has a fan. See? Fan. You can turn it on and off. It does not affect the noise going through your signal, believe it or not. You also have a 9-volt accessory, which is right here. Yeah, right there. That hole. One of those holes. The little hole. The tight one. You can power your pedals. She is a little noisy. I'd say get a noise gate. That's what I was using when I filmed this. I used the Deadwill Audio Golem. And then beside that, you have your foot. If you want to get a foot switch, you can use a foot switch on it to change between channel 1 and 2. And then you have your line out balanced XLR, your effects loop, and your guitar input. That's it. All right. So on the top, pretty standard Kraken shit. I'm horrible with this getting close shit. All right. So there you go. You can see yourself in my fucking reflection of my cell phone. So it's pretty simple. Your two channels are exactly the same. You have Master 1, Master 2. That's channel 1. Channel 2, that's your volume. You have gain 1, gain 2. Again, that's gain for channel 1, gain for channel 2. They both share bass, middle, and treble, and reverb. You also have 6 presets from 2 Notes Audio Engineering from the Torpedo Live that have been done by Rabia Masad. And you have a sim level. So if you're hooked up to like the front of the house, you can turn how loud you want that sim to go through. Or if you're hooking up to your DAW and want to do home studio recording. Other than that, it's 180 watts hybrid. That means you have a, I always get this backwards. So now I'm debating on what I want to say. All right. It has a solid state power section. Yes, because the power tubes would be the big ones. This is an AX7, so those are smaller ones. So that's the... Oh, I'm drawing a goddamn blank. Son of a bitch. All right, I'm done. My brain's not going to spit it out. When I'm done, when I hit stop recording, I'll be like, ah, dummy. I can't believe I'm trying to blank on it. It's driving me nuts now. But anyway, it has real tubes in it. If the tubes go bad, you have to replace them. You have to open it up, change the tubes out. So basically you're getting the solid state just to power it. It keeps it, one, it keeps it consistent, and 2, it for traveling, you don't have to worry about busting big old power tubes. Like an AX7 is a pretty rugged tube. Like it takes something pretty catastrophic to knock one of those shit knockers loose. And you also have the torpedo remote right here, so you can like go direct to your USB interface that way too if you want to. It's really, they thought about everything. And if you don't like what you do with the cab sims, you can always reset it back to the factory just by sticking something in there and putting it right to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, this thing is fantastic. If you're running it through a 16 ohm or 4 ohm, yeah. If you're running it into a 4 ohm, you get 180 watts. If you run it into an 8 ohm, you get around 100 watts. If you run it into 16 ohm, you're getting around 65, 70, right around there. So it's good for the bedroom. It's good for playing live. I don't know if you all follow him, but Stay Metal Ray is actually touring the United States in a hardcore band using one of these. He's got his Helix hooked up to it for effects and stuff, which he's basically not even using because he doesn't really use effects. But you can. I'm in an 18-wheeler and I take this everywhere. I go to open mics and jams and stuff. This is all I'm using. Well, this, and I take a noise gate. And the one I've been using recently is the Golem by Dead Wheeled Audio. If I don't use that, I'm usually using my Gut Tech Sungate. But there's this cat called Jeremy Barrero. He has a YouTube channel called Donkeys and Demos. He has my Sungate. Yeah. He's holding it hostage. That fucking donkey. All jokes aside, check out his channel. The dude is fucking phenomenal. And he's a good dude. He's a legit good guy. In this little circle of things, the amount of good guys that are doing YouTube content is getting fucking slim. Like super slim. It's the point now where I don't really talk to many people because it's toxic. It just is. But anyhow, let's zoom in on this thing and see what she does. All right. Look, here we are, folks. This is the V4 guitar amplifier Kraken by, I just said everything in absolute reverse. This is the Kraken V4 guitar amplifier for your pedal board by Victory Amps. So I guess we'll start with the low power stuff. And yeah, what you will not see today is this section right here. Is for if you run out through your XLR, you can go into your DAW front of house and it has a cab sim that Reverb Test picked out. Tons and tons and tons of videos on the internet of that. You can go watch it elsewhere. So this is, the green is channel 1. So you can see kill the volume. Turn the volume up. We'll start with the gain on super low, and then we'll put all the stuff in the middle. How about that? All right, everything in the middle, reverb turned off. Let me put the gain in the middle. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn the vocal mic off and just watch what I'm doing with the switches, folks. That's all I have to tell you. Watch what I'm doing with the switches. As you can tell, it does not get clean. That's about as clean as you're going to get. It's a little spanky. All right, so back to the game. as you can tell, you get like that good classic vibe, you know, like good 70s arena rock. And it's a super bassy amp. So I'm going to show you what happens when you start playing around with the other settings. Don't worry, we'll get to the high gain stuff. I know you guys are all with the high gain, but not everybody who does strictly high gain will be looking at this amp. And yeah, so deal with it. All right, here we go. So as you can tell, it is super bassy. So we're gonna put that bass back on 50%. And if you're wondering what this is and what this is, I take this out trucking on the road. So I have it strapped to a pedal board mini because it was too big for it. So I strapped the bitch down. All right, we're gonna play around with the mids for a little bit here. Okay, we'll put those back up to the mids back to the middle. Now we'll play around with the treble a little bit. All right, I'm going to put that back to the middle. Now I'm going to show you the reverb, and I'm not much of a player that needs reverb. I never, ever use it, so I don't even know what to do. So I'm just going to riff around and show you how powerful the reverb gets. Yep, we'll turn that right off. All right, so what I found for a sweet spot is to leave the bass right on the middle, kick the treble up there, kick that to there. For my classic rock sound, that's where we are. All right, so that's where I'm at with that. So let's put everything back in the middle. Back in the middle again. All right, there we go. So now we're going to go over to the business channel, High Gain City. All right. I'm just going to noodle around for a second here to give you a little bit of the flavor of what everything on 50% is. All right, so the first thing we're going to play with, because it's high gain, let's just get the gain thing out of the way. We're going to leave everything on 50%. I'm just going to play around with the gain. So here we go. So as you can tell, the gain's pretty intense. I like the gain just a cog past halfway. For me, that's kind of my sweet spot. So now we'll show you what happens when we play around with the bass with the high gain. Do-do-do-do-do. All right, so you can tell from the bass there that the bass swings kind of awkward. It's not just adding bass and adding bass. It's sort of like the bass adds bass, but then goes into a thing where it doesn't add no more bass. It just plays with the bass frequency a little bit. All right, to the mids we go. My happy spot with the mids is just a cog over halfway. But we'll keep it in the middle just for this. Just for this. I keep forgetting. All right, so to the treble we go. All right, I'm not going to show you the reverb because reverb is reverb. So we're going to put this here, and gain's already where it should be. This is kind of like my metal. All right, there you go. As always, I am out of here, so keep music evil, bring metal to the children, don't be a dick. Check out this victory shit and subscribe to my shit. All right, later folks, have a good one, man. Later.